Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Friday, January 16th, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs and a few of the yen pairs. If you haven't done so already, definitely do like and subscribe. Definitely do check out my website if you'd like to follow along with my trades and be part of a great trading community. So, anyways, I always like to start off on the US dollar index because that kind of is my roadmap to all the dollar pairs except for gold. And anyways, on the US dollar index, price is trying to break structure. So far, it really hasn't held above structure. Now, if it rejects structure, goes down, makes an engulfing down, then that would actually tell me that it's likely going down, maybe even all the way down to the previous lows and beyond. But we do not have an engulfing down yet, and it definitely is still very, very bullish for now. And if we go all the way up to the weekly time frame, I mean, the weekly is a high time frame, but we can't ignore the fact that it went up. It gave us a nice break of structure on the weekly. Now we got a pullback. Now we got a 61% fib bounce. This could be a break of structure pullback and then another impulsive move up for the ABC of B because I still think that this is an A, this is a B, and eventually it's going to go down for a wave Y. And that would likely lead us to going up to about this area on the US dollar index. So if that's true, that definitely means that the dollar index is going to continue to stay bullish. Going all the way down to the 1 hour time frame, this is our structure on the 1 hour. If price breaks below here, then we are bearish the dollar. If price doesn't break below here, then anything we see to the downside, we definitely want to look at is possibly just a pullback within the dollar uptrend. Keep an eye on your Fibonacci retracement levels as always, because those should be the best areas of support for a possible reversal back to the upside. So moving on to the euro dollar, while keeping that US dollar analysis information in mind, on the euro dollar, I still think that it's more likely that we're in a wave E, and I still think the best target for this wave E is 100%. Also likely take out this low over here. If that's true, then yeah, it could make some pretty decent pullbacks on sort of time phase, but it should continue to make lower lows, lower highs on this daily. So if that's true, then we definitely want to stay pretty bearish on this for now. If we go down to the 1 hour time frame, we are in a move to the upside right now. But if the market's going to continue to trend on the daily, then this move to the upside likely is just a pullback to the last impulsive move down. So as always, use your Fibonacci retracement in this instance to look for areas of resistance. Hopefully this is like an A. We're probably in a wave B. Maybe it pops up to the 61% or even 78%, and then continues the daily time frame downtrend. So keep an eye on your Fibonacci levels. Those are obviously going to be some of the best areas of resistance for us for more possible shorting opportunities. And moving on to the pound dollar, pretty much the same story. The pound dollar is definitely a little different because I think that this is impulsive, which means that this is likely going to probably go down to a Fibonacci level and then eventually end up continuing the uptrend. But since we're on the daily, this corrective price action right here, which is either a wave B or a wave 2, probably is going to take at least a week, maybe 2 weeks to play out. So probably we're going to stay bearish for at least coming week or so. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, it kind of all depends on what time frame you're trading, but the trend is definitely down. Even on the 1 hour time frame, the trend is down. We got our Fibonacci retracement from here to here. This move up right here is probably just a pullback to this move down. We are sitting at the 38%, so it could be a pretty good area of support. So it possibly could push up to, the 50, 61, or even the 78%. So if it does go up to a nice fib level, makes a nice engulfing turn, especially if you can identify a break of structure, then that possibly would be another sorting opportunity. As long as we don't get a double bottom break of structure like this, or as long as price doesn't go up and break this high right here, we definitely want to look at anything we see to the upside as likely just a pullback within the higher time frame downtrend. Now, moving on to the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is definitely a little different as it usually is. The Aussie dollar is very different because it never did break structure down on the daily. So the trend has been up on the daily this whole time. I mean, it definitely looks like it's made at least a five-wave structure to the upside, but that doesn't really mean that it's over. I mean, trends can make way more than five waves if they want to. The weekly trend is up, the daily trend is up. So we definitely want to stay pretty bullish on this Aussie dollar, at least for now. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, if we're bullish the daily, that means anything we see to the downside on the 1 hour, hopefully is just a pullback to the last impulsive move up. So we want to keep an eye on our fib levels. I mean, it possibly could have already ended the correction. I would kind of hope to see a little bit of a bigger pullback, more of a traditional ABC down to a little bit of a lower fib level before it actually goes long. But because the Aussie is so strong, if you look at all Aussie pairs, they are very strong right now. I mean, this could be already a complete ABC, and it possibly could just take off to the upside from here. Moving on to the US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD is also a little different right now because it's kind of not that correlated because this is also going up just like the Aussie. We got a nice break of structure. Now at some point it probably is going to go down. But is it going to go down up way up here? Is it going to go down up right now? We don't really know until it actually engulfs or breaks to the downside for either a wave B or a wave two. And then eventually probably back up for either a C or a three. If this wave B is really over, it could be a wave three that could just keep on going up. If this wave B is not over, then this is going to be a 1, 2, 3 pattern, and this is going to be the B of B, and then eventually it'll go down to the C of B, and this will be an A, B, C of B on like the daily to weekly time frame. Either way, for now, we're just taking it one step at a time, and the trend is definitely still up on the daily time frame. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I've actually been talking about how this looks like a 3-3 pattern. 1, 2, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves up. That actually normally leads to either 1, 2, 3 waves down for like a WXY 333, or sometimes it will lead to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern for a 3, 3, 5 pattern, which is more of a flat. The fact that this spike went up and made pretty much an equal high tells me that it actually could be just a regular flat. Regular flats are usually pretty much equal highs, and then it goes down and takes out the low, but only by a little bit, and then it ends up reversing to the upside. Probably pretty likely that it is going to turn out like that, just because this 3-3 pattern seems very, very clear. So, I mean, for me personally, I would definitely much rather focus on the longs, just in case it does decide to take off, because the daily is up and the weekly looks like it has a little bit more upside potential before it actually does end up continuing back down. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss. The US dollar Swiss is a little bit different usually also because it's a risk on, risk off currency. But I mean, we recently had a break of structure up. So I personally think we're in an uptrend for wave C. I think this wave C uptrend will take out the previous high, which is over here. So I am definitely very, very bullish on this pair. I mean, it does. There is a good chance that it could make a decent pullback along the way, like a wave two. But until we actually get some sort of an engulfing down, probably at a Fibonacci level, we can't really say that that wave two is starting. I mean, it could just make little pullbacks like this and just keep on going up on the daily time frame. So definitely very bullish on this. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, if we're bullish on the daily, that means that anything we see to the downside, we need to look at as possibly just a pullback within the higher time frame uptrend. So that means that this pullback right here could just be a pullback to this last wave up. So if that's true, then it possibly will go down to one of these three Fibonacci's, the 50, 61, 78%. 61% looks pretty nice just because of all the support and resistance in the past. If it goes down to one of those fib levels and then reverses back to the upside, then I definitely would continue to look for longs every single chance I get. Moving on to gold, boy, gold is just refusing to go down, but for the most part, gold has been extremely slow this week. On the daily time frame, we have 4 or 5 candles in a row that are pretty much just doji candles. We are sitting at a fib level. It definitely does look like a wave five. So if it does break down on the sort of time phase, we could look for shorts because if it is the end of a five-way pattern, it would take out the low wave four, which is way down here. So we could possibly get a big move to the downside, but only if we break down on the sort of time frames. If we don't break down, it could just keep on going up. If it doesn't tell us that it's going down, then why would we start looking for shorts? We definitely wouldn't. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, really not a lot has changed in the last couple of days. Very overlapping, very, very sideways pattern. I definitely would still be focused on trying to get long at every single chance I get. I still have my Fibonacci retracement from here to here, just in case it does decide to go down. I mean, I personally wouldn't try to look for shorts unless it broke this low. I mean, if it does this, goes to a fib level, and then does this, breaks structure, then I would start looking for shorts at that point. But if you're a scalper and you do see a nice fib bounce, maybe you could try to sort it. But I still think that the better, more easier, more reliable money is definitely looking for shorts at the end of every single pullback we see. This easily could break to the upside and go to $5,000 an ounce or more if it wants to. Moving on to the yen pairs, the US dollar yen. Technically, the US dollar yen hasn't really engulfed down yet. So technically, it is still up on the daily time frame, which means that it could, end up rejecting this line right here and making more waves to the upside. It could end up being a wave three. If it is a wave three, it potentially could go up to the 161%, way up right around the 161 area. So for now, we are definitely very bullish. I mean, to me, looking at all the yen pairs, they do look like they are due for a bigger pullback. But just because I think they're due for a bigger pullback doesn't make it true. So what does that mean? That means on like the 1 hour time frame to 4 hour time frame range, we want to have our Fibonacci retracement on this whole move up right here. We do know that this move up is over. What we don't know is whether this move down is just a pullback to this move up, meaning that it's going to go to a fib level and then reverse back up, or whether this is going to end up being a bigger move to the downside, meaning that it's not going to break structure to the upside, it's just going to keep on going down. If you are trading the really short time frames, now that we do have a break to the downside, I would look for shorts until we get a break to the upside at a Fibonacci retracement level. When that happens, I would definitely stop looking for shorts and start looking for longs. Maybe the 50 or the 61% could be a good target for a possible break to the upside. And moving on to the euro yen. The euro yen actually did break down on the daily time frame. Now, we don't really know that this move down is anything besides just a pullback within the weekly uptrend until we get a break of structure. The break of structure is right here. If this does go down on the daily and break below there, then this is definitely due due for a much bigger move to the downside. But we don't really know that to be true, do we? This move down still could be just a pullback to the last wave up. It still could, make a corrective pattern on shorter time frames, make a higher low, and just keep on trending. But going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, if you are a short time frame trader, I definitely would still be looking for shorts. I would still be recommending shorts. This move down looks very impulsive to me, which means that unless it breaks to the upside at a Fibonacci level, which it definitely hasn't yet, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, then I would recommend shorts for anybody trading the very short time frames, like below the 1 hour. If it does break to the upside, it could just end up being like a wave B next. Like this would be an A, this would be the A, this would be a B, and then down for a C, and then later back up for the continuation of the uptrend. But like I said, if it does decide to just continue to make lower lows, lower highs, and it decides to go down and break that daily time frame structure, that means that the daily trend is now down, and that means that we're probably due for a way bigger pullback, or maybe even finding a top on like the weekly time frame. And moving on to the pound yen. Pound yen is exactly the same as the euro yen. The pound has overall been a little bit stronger than the euro, so it hasn't made quite as big of a pullback. But with the pound yen is technically, even though it's going down, is definitely still in an uptrend until it breaks this low right here. If it breaks that low, then the trend is not up on the daily anymore. This move down, we have to look at as possibly just being a pullback to this last move up. It possibly could bounce from a fib level, make a higher low, and just keep on trending up. Moving all the way down to the 1 hour time frame again. This move down looks way more like a trend to me, just like the euro again. What does that mean? That means that it's probably either an A or a 1. Now, if it does break to the upside, then the next move will probably be a pullback to this whole move down, like a wave B or a wave 2. Then it's either going to go down to like a fib level for a wave C and then turn back up, or if it really is a 1, 2, 3, it could go down and break structure. But all this depends on the break of the structure to the upside, which the current structure is right here. If this makes a double bottom, then the current structure would be right here. But if it just keeps on making lower lows, lower highs, goes down, breaks this daily time frame structure, then we know that we've potentially found some sort of a top on the daily and maybe even the weekly time frame. So if you are a short time frame trader, definitely looking for shorts until we get a break to the upside at a fib level. Then when that happens, we're going to have to try to observe to see whether the next move up is really a wave B or whether the next move up is really a wave 2. I like to try to take it one step at a time, let the market allow us to tell us, if this does break up, we can start looking for longs and hopefully learn and earn at the same time whether it's a wave B or 2 or whether it just continues the daily time frame uptrend, because until this breaks this low, the trend is definitely still up on the daily time frame. So anyways, don't forget to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, if you want to follow along with all my swing trades. I'm definitely not a short time frame trader, but swing trading. And we have a great community of traders that will really help each other out. So that's an amazing, amazing perk for sure. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading to everyone.